Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the official Marine YouTube channel for live commentary this afternoon's NPL West Division game between Workington and Marine. Ralph Rounds bringing you the coverage live from Borough Park this afternoon, sunny Borough Park. Thanks to you all joining us in the first half. Hopefully you're enjoying the coverage, although not the scoreline, as Marine trail to Brad Carroll's 5th minute goal for the home side, and it is Workington 1, Marine 0 at the break. Both sides out, and we're just now awaiting the match officials. Just give you a few other scores if you're interested in the rest of the division this afternoon. It's 1874 Northwich 3, Kendal 0, Bootle 1, Trafford 2. Other scores on Newcastle Town 0, City Liverpool 1, Prescott Cables 1, Rylands 2, Widnes 0, Mossley 1, and of course here at Borough Park it's Workington 1, Marine 0. Just give you a quick rundown of the two teams as we're still awaiting the referee, who leisurely makes his way back onto the Borough Park pitch. And the Marine team in goal is Bailey Pessant, 2 James Devine, 3 James Joyce, 4 David Lynch, 5 was Anthony Miley, who of course unfortunately stretched off the pitch in the first half with a nasty looking lower right leg injury. Barely stretched it off, and there was a stoppage in play for 6 minutes at the end of that first half. Number 6 Dave Raven, 7 Zone Watkinson, 8 Alex Doyle, 9 skipper Niall Cummins, 10 Ben Hughes, and 11 is James Barragan. 12, as I've said, Danny Shaw, who replaced Miley. And the other Marine subs are 14 Dean Winners, 15 Ryan Wignall, 16 Lewis Riley, and 13 Neil Kenji. As we're back underway, Marine all in blue today, Workington all in the wine red home strip. Marine kicking from right to left as I look in the second half as we're underway. Ben Hughes on the edge of the Workington box. Plays back to James Devine at right back. Devine's cross all the way through to Niall Cummins. His shot from 15 yards blocked by Matty Clark. Ball played back across. And once again, Clark's there with a diving header behind for a corner to deny Cummins, who was lurking at the far post as the ball was played back in from the right-hand side of the Workington box by Marine. Cummins initially denied by a good block from Clark. A right-footed shot from the Marine skipper. Blocked at close quarters, but it is a corner early in the second half to Marine on our left. Played in now towards the back post towards Cummins. Wordsworth up to head, but Cummins able to bring the ball down. Under pressure from substitute Symington, Cripps back across towards Danny Shaw, but Shaw not very much pace on the cross in all honesty. Shaw having to backtrack to make the header, and the ball looping up in the air, and home keeper Atkinson able to comfortably catch inside his own penalty area. Don't forget to join us in the chat box and say hello if you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. Live from Borough Park, and it is at Workington 1, Marine 0. David Lynch in the Marine midfield plays out towards Ben Hughes on Marine right. Played back to Danny Shaw at centre back. Shaw sends the ball forward looking for the run of James Devine, but clears Devine's head. Devine of course in the Marine team this afternoon, replacing Ben Roberts, who played in that position on Tuesday in that great win at the MTA. Great scenes on Tuesday night, but Marine really need to try and prize something from this game today, and what could be a early season 6 pointer if there can be such a thing. Ball with Cummins midway inside the Workington half. He's dispossessed, and Brad Hubble looks to clear, but his clearance is blocked out for a throw midway inside the Workington half on their left hand side. Official attendance today here at Borough Park, a sunny Borough Park, is 568 with a healthy attendance after last week's 600 here for the league game, for the original FA Cup game, And of course, fantastic 800 at the MTA on Tuesday night. See David Lynch put the Mariners through to an FA Cup meeting in the first qualifying round at Dunstan next Saturday. Ball pinging around the midfield currently, and it's played waywardly out on that far side for a Workington throw. And their left back Charlton will step forward to take. Taking his time over this one. So he's in now. Danny Shaw battles with Brad Hubbold. And Ben Hughes does well to tidy up. Plays back to David Raven at centre back, who plays all the way back to Bailey Passant. We're in all in blue, as I mentioned this afternoon. The ball now with Raven. Looks to stride forward towards halfway. Plays to left back where James Barrigan is there, looking for Joyce, who progressed down the line. Flicked on, and Owen Watkinson's worked hard to force a corner away to my left. Our commentary position here just under the old main stand at Borough Park, for those of you who know it. And Watkinson doing excellent work there for the Mariners. Forces a corner on the Marine left, which Alex Doyle will stride forward to swing in with his right foot. Marine looking for this equalising goal early in the second half. Doyle swings in the corner to the back post once again. Raven up towards Watkinson, but Workington clear their defensive lines as far as James Joyce, 40 yards out, clips the ball back towards the back post, looking for the run of Raven. Sam Smith, the home centre back, this is his due diligence and clears out for a throw on that far side, the Marine right. James Devine stepping forward to take this one. Probably about 10 yards or so from the corner flag on the Marine right. Finds Alex Doyle. Doyle plays back towards Ben Hughes. Ben Hughes looked to show that trickery he's displayed early in his fledgling Marine career so far. Finds Doyle back to Hughes on the edge of the box, but just loses possession under pressure. And working to clear towards halfway, towards Allison, the club record scorer. Firm challenge by David Raven, and a good one to win possession for Marine. But Workington putting the pressure on themselves in that midfield area. And Raven slides in to clear off a Workington leg for a Marine throw. Cummins, disappointingly, unable to control. And Workington have possession once again midway inside their own half with right back Clark. Plays into substitute Symington's feet. Symington battling with James Joyce here on halfway, just in front of me. And Symington steps inside and plays left-footed out towards Gooden. On the Workington left, but the ball clears Gooden's head, and that's out for a Marine throw. Still Workington 1, Marine 0. Big man Birdo asks if there's any news on Anthony Miley, and unfortunately he has been stretchered off, as we say, after that lengthy stoppage in the first half. I was stretchered off with a padding around his lower right leg, and looked to be in some discomfort, some pain unfortunately, and I believe he has been taken by ambulance to Whitehaven Hospital, which is about 8 or so miles from the ground here in Workington. Of course, if we do receive any more news, I'll let you all know on Anthony, and hopefully that injury is not as serious as it may initially have appeared. Workington play the ball forward towards Gooden down their left. James Devine defending well. Clears long out for a throw-in once more on that far side, the popular side here at Borough Park. And Workington on their left will have this throw about 10 yards into the Marine half with left back Charlton. Throws inside to midfielder Hubbold. Plays the ball forward first time, but Danny Shaw's there to head clear. The ball in the air once again. David Lynch challenging strongly. Ben Hughes losing his footing. Danny Shaw looked to step across to cover as the ball was played forward, but he's unable to control, and the ball out for another throw-in on the Workington left, level with the edge of the Marine box. Turn inside to Allison, back to the thrower Charlton. Played forward to Gooden down that Workington left. Ball ricochets out for another throw-in. Plenty of those so far early in this second half. About 5 or so minutes into the second 45 minutes. And the ball played inside into the Marine box, where Symington looks to turn to substitute on for goal scorer Brad Carroll towards the end of the first half, but Symington, back from injury himself, his shot on the turn with his left foot from just outside the box. Never troubling Bailey Passant or the net away to my right. And Bailey Passant will have a goal kick to clear, which he does so now from right to left. In the air towards Niall Cummins. Niall Cummins flicks on as the Workington defence drop off, and this time Wordsworth's gone down as Niall Cummins, the ball sat up fairly invitingly about 25 yards out. Cummins lofted his shot well over the bar, but concern for Wordsworth as he went down unchallenged. Now Workington's player showing a bit of concern for Wordsworth, who's just holding his right ankle, it looks like, now back up on both feet as he looks to stretch what might be a pull of muscle in his lower right leg. He's now limping on back to his feet, just limping away, favouring his left foot. Wordsworth, of course, missed Tuesday's game at the MTA, back in the Workington side at centre back this afternoon. And he looks like he's going to try and continue. So the ball sat up reasonably in inviting fashion for Niall Cummins to try his luck from about 25 yards with a volley, but ball sailing well over Atkinson's crossbar, and he clears the old kick. It's the Marine half, picked up by James Joyce. Well, Barrigan plays forward now to Watkinson down the Marine left, played inside towards Joyce, who continued his run, but Clark sweeps up for Workington. Ball back out with Watkinson on the left, and Clark puts in a good challenge and forces the ball off the Marine striker and behind for a goal kick to the Homesters.
I guess probably 75 pounds.
Pleasant conditions here. Quite a warm afternoon here up in Cumbria. Of course, we were here last Saturday also for the first tie in the preliminary round of the FA Cup, which of course resulted in a 1-1 draw, a traditional score between these two sides, and Marine will be looking to restore parity in this second half. Ball with Ben Hughes on the Marine right, looks to take on left back Charlton. Tight on that far touchline. Hughes steps inside, bit of trickery once again, and goes back outside, plays to Alex Doyle. Doyle looks to play a low ball into the box. Watkinson's nearby. Smith clears high into the air for the home side, and Watkinson's now under it, looking to force a corner, or better, just on the right of the Marine area. Watkinson clips the ball back in towards Cummins. Wordsworth heads and beats Cummins to the ball, and the ball out to Joyce at left back. Joyce plays forward, but no Marine man nearby, and the ball cleared back in this direction, the near side, Marine left for a throw-in. Joyce down the line to Watkinson. Watkinson looks to turn his man in the corner. Does well to turn inside from his man. Owen Watkinson plays the ball across towards Ben Hughes. Shimmies, looks to get a shot away, but never troubling goal, unfortunately. Atkinson statuesque, but very confident that ball was going well wide as it did. But neat build-up play this time from Owen Watkinson, doing well down the Marine left. Find Ben Hughes inside, just outside the Workington box. Hughes tried his luck right-footed. As I say, the ball never troubling Atkinson's net and sailed a few yards wide of his left-hand upright. Still Workington 1, Marine 0. 10 minutes into this second half here from Borough Park in Workington. Now Cummins battling away with Sam Smith, but Workington defenders as well to shepherd that one out, and that's a Workington throw midway inside their own half on their left. Mike Cosgrove hoping Anthony Marley's okay, as we all do. As I say, if I have any news on that during the second half, I'll relay that to you as soon as possible. Bit of head tennis in midfield, and the ball drops out once more for yet another throw-in on the Workington left. This one's level with the edge of the centre circle. 10 yards inside the Workington half. Thrown forward by Charlton. Devine comfortably heads clear, but out for another throw-in to the Reds. 568 in attendance here today at sunny Borough Park. The home fans behind the goal away to my right. Quite a few of them on the terrace up there. And a few Marine fans dotted around away to my left. As Marine play right to left in this second half. David Raven clears from deep towards halfway, and now Cummins as well to hold up his man, head forward. Watkinson looking to test Wordsworth there. He was injured a couple of moments ago, but the Workington defended as well to shepherd the ball out for a throw-in on the Marine right towards the corner flag deep in the Workington half. Watkinson into Ben Hughes. Hughes unable to control initially, and Workington clear. Midway now inside the Workington half, play back towards David Raven on halfway for Marine. Plays forward down the left towards now Cummins. Cummins chests the ball and looks for Joyce on the left-hand touchline. Met by Dav Symington's challenge. Another throw in to Marine on this left. Down the line towards David Lynch. Lynch looks to hook a cross. Cummins beaten in the air by Sam Smith once again. Smith shackling the veteran Marine striker well this afternoon, and weren't unable to come clear and force David Raven to put the ball out on halfway. As Marine are readying a change now, Neil Kenji in front of me, wearing number 17 this afternoon, and he is going to replace skipper Niall Cummins, now just removing the captain's armband. Kenji coming on after an hour for veteran Marine striker, of course scored the first goal on Tuesday evening at the MTA. Kenji will look to add some pace to the Marine attack now alongside Owen Watkinson, who's moved inside. Kenji playing on this left by the looks of it, and Ben Hughes on the right for Marine. As I say, Niall well shackled by the Workington centre-backs Wordsworth and Sam Smith this afternoon. Just had that one volley 5 minutes into the second half, which sailed well clear over the home crossbar, but otherwise hasn't had much of a sniff in all honesty. James Barragan wants a strong challenge in the air on this left. Finds Kenji for his first touch, goes outside his man. Looks to take on Clark now. Kenji still in the left-hand corner, looking to take on Clark at the byline once again. Plays inside, tries to find David Lynch, but ball cut out. And Lynch does well to stop Workington breaking with a strong challenge. And it's a Workington throw on this right-hand side. Now a goal, if you're just joining us, welcome to our coverage of this MPL West Division game this afternoon from Borough Park in Cumbria. And it's Workington 1, Marine 0. Danny Shaw slightly misjudges his header, but falls to Raven, who clears from the Marine half. Back in now, Shaw wants it again away. Workington play forward, looking for Gooden on their left, but Bailey Passon pushes off his line outside of his box to clear handsomely into the Workington half. And a miscontrolled touch forces homekeeper Atkinson into a hurry clearance. The ball's out for a throw on the Marine right on the far side, midway inside the Workington half. And the ball at Ben Hughes' feet. Looks to turn Gooden, plays back to Devine. Devine finds Hughes once again onside. And Ben Hughes now takes on Brad Hubble, but Hubble's equal to the task there and puts the ball out for a throw to Marine. Just a few yards from the corner flag on the Marine right. That's James Devine with the ball in hand. Throws into Neil Kenji, of course, just come on. Played over by Devine, high into the air, Watkinson up, but unable to guide his header goalwards. The ball in the right back slot and cleared long. Bailey Passon well outside of his area, but plays that comfortably and neatly with his left foot to David Raven. And Marine able to play forward once again through Barragan. Looks for Kenji down the left. Misjudged somewhat by Matty Clark, and Kenji able now to play the ball across, but met by the figure of Dan Wordsworth, the Workington centre-back, and another very solid and steady game for the home side. Now Kenji on the left. Looks to force a corner, but once again Wordsworth inside the penalty area clears. Raven looking to tidy up under pressure from Scott Allison, working hard for the home side this afternoon. Puts the ball out for a throw-in, and the home side now going to make a change. Their second of the afternoon, as that looks like Kyle Harrison is about to replace Iowa Gooden, making his way to this near side, the ex-Rams winger. And it will be Kyle Harrison to take the place of Iowa Gooden. Still, of course, Workington 1, Marine 0. And play will restart with a throw from James Joyce on the Marine left, just in front of me. Joyce on halfway, throws in now, looking for Kenji. And Watkinson down the Marine left, headed out by right back Matty Clark. Another Marine throw, quickly taken by Joyce. And a foul on David Lynch. In fact, no, the referee's given it the other way. Lynch had judged to have fouled Brad Hubbold, who he's been having a fair old battle with this afternoon in midfield. And that is a free kick to Workington. 5 yards or so outside of the penalty area. Ball with goalkeeper Jim Atkinson. And the burgundy bedecked Atkinson will clear right-footed towards the far side, the Workington left aerially. James Devine challenging with substitute Daz Symington, and the ball adjudged to have just flicked off Devine and out for a Workington throw, midway inside the Marine half. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of this game from Borough Park, everyone. And if you're just tuning in, the Mariners goal behind, falling behind early in the game after 5 minutes to Brad Carroll's goal for the home side. Anthony Miley stretched it off in the first half for the Mariners and off to hospital in Whitehaven with a lower right leg injury. Watkinson on the right hand side for Marine, just looking to take on Charlton, turns back and forces a corner, does he? No. Ball spins into the hands of Jim Atkinson, who's able to pouch that one safely. Owen Watkinson once again working hard this afternoon for Neil Young's side. Made an impressive start, the ex-Blackpool youngster. He's joining in the summer, had a good pre-season and started the season proper, very well indeed. Looking to get his side back into the game. Wordsworth plays forward aerially and Devine's under that one to head clear. Doyle beaten by Hubbold in the air. More head tennis in the midfield area. Watkinson now looks to get away from Smith briefly. Checks back inside. Keeps possession from Marine and finds James Devine, who plays forward, but a poor pass from Devine in truth. Cut out by Conor Tinian, but retrieved by David Lynch, who looks to push forward on this left hand side now. Finds David Raven out to Joyce on the left. Down the line to Neil Kenji. Looks to get at the substitute, Kyle Harrison. And Kenji forces a throw deep inside the Workington half, a couple of yards from the left hand corner flag. And Joyce now looking to fend off the attention of Conor Tinian, the home skipper. And Tinian's done very well for his side, just to clear. Short finds David Raven. Punts the ball forward. Now Barragan heads in towards Owen Watkinson, but cleared once again by Workington. Tinian flicks on, but only as far as Raven, who finds Joyce on this near touchline. Joyce loses possession to Rowan Roach, but his ball forward is aimless for the Homesters, and Danny Shaw able to set up play once again for Marine through James Barragan, who finds James Devine on that right hand side. The far touchline now to forward to Ben Hughes. Ben Hughes steps inside, has Barragan available, but finds Devine once again hugging that right hand touchline. Devine plays a good ball down the line to Ben Hughes, but again, as he did earlier, Ben Hughes just losing his footing crucially on the byline as he looked to turn, and that's a goal kick to Workington. First bit of noise from the home fans away to my right under the cover on the terracing at that far end. And their side lead the Mariners 1-0 through that 5th minute goal from Brad Carroll. Atkinson, homekeeper, clears from the goal kick. Danny Shaw looks to beat Alison there and does so. Headed away now by David Raven. The ball on halfway. Lynch plays forward on half volley towards Hughes, but Sam Smith wins that one in the air. Ball bouncing around the midfield, and now Shaw plays forward, and that's headed out for a Marine throw by the Workington left back Kieran Charlton. Devine throws into Watkinson's feet, but poor touch on this occasion from Watkinson. Workington clear long into the Marine half. Raven and Allison battling again, as they have done all afternoon. This time Raven just getting the better of the Workington man, and Barrigan strides forward over halfway. Looks to find Kenji on the left, but cut out by the substitute Harrison. Wordsworth clears for the home side. Barrigan, all action as usual. Steps in for the Mariners. Looks for the return ball from Kenji, but cut out this time by Connor Tinian. Plays inside into the midfield, where Brad Hubbold, under pressure from Alex Doyle, plays it out to the left. Simerson skips away very well from James Devine, left in for dead there down the right to the left. Progresses to the edge of the box on his left foot. Tries to cross low, but well blocked by Alex Doyle. Ball clipped into Marine area, and it did look like there was a foul. Indeed there was on James Joyce as he looked to get his head to the ball. Bit of nonsense now as Matty Clark, as he did last week, got involved in things he shouldn't be. Bailey Passant looking to grab hold of the ball, and the referee Porter has spotted the nonsense from Matty Clark, and he is going to pick up the game's second yellow card. Alex Doyle receiving one from Marine in the first half. Working's right back now booked, so he tried to stop Bailey Passant retrieving the ball in order to take a quick free kick. And Passant will now clear the free kick from a yard or two inside the Marine penalty area. All players on this left-hand side in front of me. And Passant now sends the ball forward aerially. Watkinson looks to challenge with Wordsworth. Workington man wins that header again strongly. And now Smith sends the ball forward for the Homesters. Danny Shaw under pressure from Allison, who has proved himself a pest and a nuisance up front for the home side, doing a very good job, it has to be said. Putting the Marine centre-backs under pressure all afternoon. But David Raven now able to gather and find Danny Shaw. Shaw has choice available on this left-hand side, but instead plays into Watkinson's feet. In fact, it's Ben Hughes, who's pressurised by the home defence and beaten to the ball. Now Jay Devine on halfway for Marine. Looks to play forward down the right. Clips the ball into Ben Hughes, and that looks like the linesman right about a yard away from the action. Has given a free kick as Kieran Charlton, the working to the left back, clattered into Hughes from behind. Sent the Marine man to the turf, and it will be a free kick on that far side of the Marine right, which James Barrigan's over, and he'll swing it in left footed by the looks of it. Danny Shaw making his way forward, as is David Raven once again, as we look for this equalising goal. Played in now towards Raven, but no, too close to the keeper. Jim Atkinson is able to hold very comfortably indeed. A bit of a wasted free kick that one, as Shaw and Raven make the way back into defence. Ball played forward, and it's on halfway with right back Clark. Clark looks to play a good ball inside to Brad Hubbold, who strides into the Marine box, has passing to beat, and looked to be laid on the plate for Allison, but cleared by the retreating Marine defence. It may have been James Devine, but certainly Hubbold, as he found himself in absolute acres of space, having been played forward down the Workington right into the box. Passant had to come out to meet him. Ball played low across the face of goal, and it looked to be a tap-in for Allison, but Marine defence, through I think it was the form of James Devine, strode forward, and the ball was cleared, thankfully, from Marine perspective. Marine making the third change of the game now. Lewis Riley has replaced Alex Doyle. More shuffling of the pack from Neil Young as Riley enters the fray, and he will also look to play up front, supporting Owen Watkinson, with Ben Hughes just dropping back into a deeper role in midfield. So we now have Kenji on the left, Riley in the middle, and Watkinson on the right up front for the Mariners. Hughes in the midfield with David Lynch and James Barrigan providing the energy in the engine room. Just to remind you, of course, Anthony Miley stretched it off in the first half for Marine. A lengthy 6-minute delay, and Miley off to hospital with a lower right leg injury. I'll keep you updated should I receive any updates on that one. Symington has the ball for Workington, looks to strike from distance, and he is a long way out, but the ball ricochets back to him, plays out to the right hand side. Clark picks it up, has Harrison overlapping, finds Harrison, but not the best weighted ball, and James Barrigan was able to get back in, doing his defensive work excellently, tracking back there Barrigan to force the ball out for a Workington throw, deep in the Marine half. On their right, played inside now. Swung into the area left-footed. Oh, Passant's come a long way to claim that, and Symington actually won the header. Another back towards goal, but Passant was able to claim the ball. Plays a quick ball out from the back, but Workington alive to that one. Played forward to the Marine right, where James Devine is only able to find Brad Hubbold. Workington look to play forward once again, but a misdirected pass, and James Joyce plays forward into midfield for Barrigan. Barrigan finds Riley. Poor first touch in away from Riley, but Ben Hughes still has time to find James Devine on the far side. The Marine right. Devine. Short ball forward to Owen Watkinson now on that right. Looks to take on Charlton, and then plays inside to Lewis Riley. Lewis Riley blocked off on the edge of the Workington box. But nothing wrong with that challenge, and the ball trickles through to Atkinson. And we're midway through the second half, of course, now. 20 minutes to go. And it is still Workington 1, Marine 0. Shout out to Gaming with Jackie, who asks what the score is. It is still 1-0 to the home side, unfortunately, from a Marine perspective, as Allison does well for them down their right. Finds Clark. Clark looks to take on Raven, who gets across, forces the ball back off the Workington right back, and it's behind for a goal kick to Marine. Neil Young now, having made his 3 changes, of course. Recent signing, or later signing in the Marine squad, Dean Winnard won't be making an appearance today, or will Ryan Wignall. Neil Young have played all his cards, and it's out to the men in blue out there now to try and see if they can muster up an equaliser. All play forward towards Watkinson, but Charlton's defended well for the home side, and now played forward to Symington, who's been impressive since he's come on, and once again beats James Barrigan down that left. Now looks to advance to the edge of the box and take on Danny Shaw. Steps inside onto his right foot, and he has Clark in an advanced position at right back. Clark steps forward, plays the ball across, and the ball comes off Danny Shaw's knee and goes behind for a Workington corner. Did well there, Shaw. The ball across from Clark was quite a good one, and Shaw just having to stretch, and the ball ricocheting off his knee and behind for a corner to the home side, which will take in on their right. Another in swinging left-footed delivery comes in. Good ball in, flicked on by Wordsworth as far as Devine, and that's a poor touch from James Devine. Straight out of play and behind for another Workington corner on the Workington left this time. Clark looks to take quickly and thinks better of it. And Rowan Roach will make his way over to that far side, and he'll swing this one in right-footed for the home side. Ball played in now. Passant looks to fist clear and does enough. Finds James Joyce, who clears down the left and being able to clear the lines. With the ball back, played back by Brad Howell all the way back to keeper Atkinson. He finds Charlton. Back to Atkinson, who has Harrison available. The home side look to play out from the back under pressure from Ben Hughes there. Good play from Matty Clark to take the ball away from David Lynch. Clark strides forward now through the centre of the pitch. Game's opening up. Both sides looking a bit leggy now. It's into the final 15 minutes or so. Played in towards substitute Symington, who's increasingly influential in this game since he came on. Looks to tee up a shot maybe from long distance, but instead finds Rowan Roach. He strides forward, shepherded by Ben Hughes. Play back to Matty Clark, and the home side have set up camp now in the Marine half, looking to pick a pass which will unlock defence. Symington thought he had Harrison on overlap on the right, but bit of a miscommunication. Ball overplayed and behind for a goal kick to Marine. But the home side looking rather comfortable there in Marine territory. It's a very warm day here in Cumbria. Sun's been out all afternoon, and Marine there just showing signs of being leg weary after their exertions this week. Passon takes the goal kick away from right to left. Foul on Neo Kenji, manhandled by the substitute Kyle Harrison, who looks to drop in at right back for the homesters now, with Matty Clark pushing forward into a midfield role for the Reds. But a free kick it is to Marine midway inside the Workington half. Centrally positioned as the official attendance once again read out over the tannoy here. 568 in attendance this afternoon. Central position for the free kick, but it's a good 40 yards out. James Barragan's over it. David Ravens directing traffic. Played short to David Lynch. Lynch looking for Danny Shaw down the right. Heavy touch by Shaw, but out off the Workington man. And that free kick came to nothing. It seemed to be in two minds there, Marine. Rather than putting the ball in, played it short into the feet of Danny Shaw. But throw now taken by Joyce down the left. Headed out by Harrison for another Marine throw, level with the Workington penalty area. As we look for this equalising goal. Still Workington 1, Marine 0. Ball played inside by Barrigan to Joyce, who looked to turn inside Clark. Clark looks in the good tackle. Ball played across by Ben Hughes and out of Calatinian's knee in similar fashion to that of Shaw a couple of minutes ago, and that's a Marine corner. On the Marine left, looks like Ben Hughes will make his way over to take this one. Swing it in with his right foot. Marine going increasingly desperate for this equalising goal. A corner played towards Barragan. Barragan swings it in left footed. Headed by Watkinson towards goal. And I believe that may be the first effort on target of the afternoon for the Mariners. But Atkinson in the home goal, able to hold that one comfortably. Watkinson having to backtrack away from goal to get his head on the ball and lack the pace to trouble Atkinson with that effort. Ball now on the Workington left. Symington forces the ball out off Jay Devine for a Workington throw. About 15 yards inside the Marine half. Thanks once again for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage of this game and will enjoy the last 10 to 15 minutes with us this afternoon as Marine look for this equalising goal here at Borough Park, Workington. But it is the home side on the attack now. Good challenge on Allison by the retreating Danny Shaw. The ball back outside the penalty area. Clark under pressure from Neo Kenji. Ball out to Harrison on this night. Right hand side, kept in well by the Workington substitute as far as David Raven. It's clear. Ball up in the air now. David Lynch heads forward under pressure from Clark. Another challenge from Lynch, but that one slightly late as he stretched the ex-Clitheroe manager playing in midfield for Marine. And a rather harsh looking yellow card, I would say. Lynch just stretching, barely catching the Workington midfielder, but referee Porter has adjudged it worthy of a caution. And Lynch looking very aggrieved, it has to be said, hands on hips, to be being cautioned for what was no more than a slight late challenge and a touch on midfielder Clark's toe. Both players looking to grab a drink now just as play stops briefly. Very warm afternoon, as I say, out there. Both sets of players looking fairly fatigued, it has to be said. The third time, of course, the sides have met in the space of 8 days, following the 2 FA Cup games, the first here last Saturday. being drawn 1-1 with the replay on Tuesday evening in front of tremendous scenes at the MTA with Lynch, the man who's just been booked for Marine, volleying home to send Marine to a trip to Dunstan in the northeast in Gateshead. Next Saturday afternoon, we will of course be bringing you live coverage of that FA Cup first qualifying round tie at Dunstan next Saturday afternoon from 3 p.m. So the free kick on the Workington right now with Rowan Roach is about to take just a couple of yards in from the touchline, and Roach now sends it towards the back post diagonally. Devine beaten in the air by centre-back Sam Smith, but the ball safely into the hands of Passant, who looks to launch long towards Lewis Riley. Harrison steps across for the home side from right back to cover at centre-back, and his header out on the far side of the pitch for a Marine throw. Watkinson into Barrigan. Back to Watkinson, who's offside, as Watkinson caught offside from the return ball from the throw-in. And Connor Tinian looks to be down now, the Workington skipper. Just looks to be struggling with possibly having overstretched or maybe a touch of cramp, but they will make the replacement the home side and substitute. Aidan Howarth looks ready to replace the home skipper, Connor Tinian. Tinian very slowly, of course, making his way over to this near side, limping his way over. And substitute Howarth is now on for Workington. That's the last of their 3 changes this afternoon as Tinian exits the action. And the ball played forward from the free kick by Workington keeper Atkinson into the air. Danny Shaw wins the header well. Lewis Riley looked to be caught from behind. He's caught on the back of the head, perhaps on halfway by the Workington defender. The locals on the far side terrace are not particularly enamoured with that decision from Mr. Porter, but it will be a free kick, a yard inside the Workington half for Marine. And again, another chance for Bailey Passant to put this one in towards the Workington box for the men in blue to attack. Passant plays the free kick forward now aerially towards the back post. Clark heads away for Workington. Lynch met by Rowan Roach's challenge. The Workington man plays forward into the Marine half, looking for Allison to break forward, but he's caught offside, the Workington striker. Bailey Passant strides out all the way out. It's just a few yards in front of me, 5 yards inside the Marine half, and he'll play this free kick forward once more. The Marine keeper, long way out of his goal, but Marine pressing forward looking for this equalising goal, which in truth hasn't really looked like coming. Not many clear-cut chances. Owen Watkinson's tamed the header about 5 minutes ago, probably as near as we've come. Not many clear-cut chances at all have been created this afternoon. Free kick to Ben Hughes on the right-hand side. He lays the ball back to Danny Shaw, who's cheating. Now Barrigan plays into the feet of Hughes once more. Hughes has Devine overlapping. James Devine looks to cross. Ball blocked behind for a Marine corner by Kieran Charlton. Both sides, it has to be said, looking quite leg-weary now as the pace of the game has dropped noticeably from the first half as we head deep inside this second 45. Will be a corner to Marine on our right hand side. James Barrigan will swing it in left footed. Raven forward, Danny Shaw forward, Watkinson and Riley in there as Barrigan plays it in towards Riley over his head, and the keeper Atkinson gets a double fist to the ball and back to that far left hand side. Barrigan tries to play it back in, just so second time towards Watkinson, but he's beaten in the air and the ball cleared by substitute Howarth for the home side. Allison still chasing down everything for the homesters, causing the nuisance in the centre forward role, and off he goes again, looking to chase down a long ball forward down the Workington left, passing out to meet that with his head and hooked on by James Devine into the Workington half. Ball falls to Ben Hughes. Hughes over the top. Looks for Runner Kenji now, providing a bit of pace to the substitute. But cleared by Workington once more. Ball falls to Lynch. Looks for Ben Hughes in midfield. Looks to be a late challenge on Hughes. Nothing given by the referee. And Workington look to break now, but cut out by David Raven at the back. Danny Shaw upended and ceremoniously by looks like substitute Symington, who did kick the ball away rather blatantly in front of referee Porter, and that will be another yellow card to the Homesters. Substitute Symington had a good game since he came on in the closing stages of the first half. Has had a good game for the home side, it has to be said. Now Bailey Passant with this free kick will send it forward once more for Marine. Ball in the air. Danny Shaw looking to challenge with Wordsworth on the edge of the box. Flicks on, and a collision there between the home keeper Atkinson and his defender. Atkinson able to hold on to the ball, but the Workington man is down just on the 6-yard line. There was a coming together between the two of them as Atkinson gathered that flicked header in the Workington box. Can't quite see who it is down at the moment for the home side. Looks like Matty Clark, in fact, and he looks to be winded more than anything. And the physio is attending to the Workington right back, who has moved into a more advanced midfield role in the second half. Still Workington 1, Marine 0. Deep into the second half of this game, live from Borough Park, Workington. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, if not the scoreline from a Marine perspective. Mariners, of course, falling behind to that goal very early on in the game. The 5th minute, as Brad Carroll fired past Bailey Passant from only about 8 yards or so out, as the Marine defence were rather statuesque and didn't react quickly to a ball played back into the danger area by Iowa Gooden, who's since been substituted for Workington. And that is 4 minutes indicated, 4 minutes by the time indicated, as we have reached the end of the initial 90. 4 minutes for the Mariners to find what will be a very, very important equalising goal, even at this early stage of the season, against one of their fellow likely title contenders this season. Now James Devine looking to get away from Marine down the right, but his run is blocked off, and Symington lashes that ball out of play into the terracing on the far side. It's a Marine throw, 10 yards inside the Workington half on the right, which James Devine will now throw in long towards Lewis Riley, but Charlton meets that one with his head and out for another Marine throw. Level with the edge of the Workington box. Ball at James Barragan's feet, back to Devine, plays forward first time, but over the head of Ben Hughes, and Workington loft that one long and high. Allison, a great touch in truth again, chasing down the lost ball. He has done that all afternoon for the home side. Probably the pick of their players today. Passant sends it long into the Workington half, picked up by Lewis Riley on the right hand side. Riley will look to play across in, but straight against the back of Kieran Charlton, and once again Symington able to plant that forward right footed, and a miss header from Danny Shaw. Fortunately the ball went at right angles as he looked to head forward back into the Workington half and went squarely out for a throw-in on halfway on the far side, which is the Workington left. About 3 minutes to go here at Borough Park. It's still Workington 0, Workington 1, Marine 0. So the Mariners look for this leveller, but the ball is still inside the Marine half. Ben Hughes looks to challenge and wins a throw-in, which James Devine takes quickly now and urgently. Down the line towards Lewis Riley, comes off the substitute's back, and Sam Smith, the central defender for the home side, able to shepherd that ball out of play for a Workington goal kick. As I say, not much to show for the Mariners this afternoon at all, really, in terms of goal scoring opportunity. Workington have put an impressive defensive performance, and in truth have looked more like the other sides to grab another goal and extend their lead, if anything. as Atkinson plays the goal kick away, left to right. Ball in the air as David Raven battles with Allison once more. Ball play forward towards Clark. Bailey Passant out to meet the ball and is dropped under a challenge from looked like Rowan Roach, the Workington number 11, and it's a free kick which will be taken on the edge of the Marine box as we grow increasingly desperate for this equaliser. But the ball currently with Bailey Passant, and will send this free kick forward from the edge of the Marine box. Marine throwing, cautions to win now, throwing everyone forward. Passant clears long down the left hand side. Danny Shaw challenges with Wordsworth. Ball drops to James Barrigan, 25 yards out, left footed, tries his luck, a good strike on goal, but straight at Atkinson, who gathered at the second attempt, but no Marine player able to follow that one in. Well struck by Barrigan and on target. We haven't been able to say that too often this afternoon. Atkinson taking a while over this clearance, but does now clear long into the Marine half, and in fact all the way through it looks to Bailey Passant, who will return the favour. High into the Workington half. Riley looks to challenge, but Smith beats him to it. Danny Shaw wins a header, ball forced to James Barrigan. But that is the final whistle. The Mariners really unable to create a great deal by way of scoring opportunity this afternoon. Well shackled by Workington, who deserved their victory, it has to be said, this afternoon. Workington leading through that all-important 5th minute goal from midfielder Brad Carroll, and that was the difference at the end of the game. Carroll's low strike from about 8 yards, firing past Bailey Passant to give Workington that 5th minute lead, which they hung on to for the rest of the afternoon's proceedings. And so a disappointing result for Neil Young's men. Of course, honours, you could say, are even in this trilogy of games this week. 1 win for either side, plus the draw, of course, here last Saturday. But it is Workington who pick up the all-important 3 league points. Of course, Marine suffering a further blow with the injury to Anthony Miley in the first half. Miley being stretched off with an injury to his lower right leg, and was taken off by ambulance to hospital in Whitehaven. And we hope, of course, that the injury to Anthony is not as serious as it may appear. Players trudging off the pitch now, just in front of me. It's the Workington team applaud their fans on terrace in the way behind the goal to our right. And we'll wrap it up there for this afternoon's coverage. Don't forget, you can join us for next Saturday's coverage at Dunstan of the FA Cup first qualifying rounds. That'll be brought to you by Luke Feller and George Martin. We'll be in the northeast, as we all will, to see if the Mariners can put in a more spirited showing than they have done this afternoon. But it is full time from here at Borough Park, and it was Workington 1, Marine 0. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and we'll hope to hear from you